You guys get this funny joke, all right? Get it. Hawk Tuah, spit on that thing. You feel me? Yeah. Today we're talking all about the Hawk Tuah girl. My thoughts on the Hawk Tuah girl, and some of the scandals that she's gotten into and all that. Now, I'm not much of a drama follower on YouTubers and all that stuff. And oh, did you hear what this person said on Twitter about this person on Twitter? Ooh, I gotta know the juicy gossip. I'm above all that. I really am. But we're gonna talk about the Hawk Tuah girl for a more larger scope. Not just because of her and what she's gotten herself into, but just the whole idea of what happened as to why this got big, the reasonings, why she got famous more than a lot of other people that had big memes blow up and go away this year, and so on. So if you don't know, you've been living under a rock, or you're just, I don't know, you're actually smart and you stay off the internet and all the stupid crap. Hawk Tuah girl is Haley Welch. And what happened was back in the summer of 2024, June 11th, she was interviewed by Tim and D TV, and she was on the Broadway district of Nashville, Tennessee, and it looked like she was having a few drinks, so she was having fun, enjoying herself, yada yada yada. And Tim and D TV were conducting street interviews, and I guess they were standing around, and her and her friend, Haley and her friend, walked up to these people doing street interviews and asked them to interview them. So what apparently happened was they asked some pretty boring questions, very, very easy questions. And then Haley, I guess, egged them on to ask more crazier and spicy questions. So these questions wound up getting to the point where she was asked, "What's one move in bed that makes a man go crazy every time?" And Welch's reply was,
You gotta give him that hawk tuah
and spit on that thing. You feel me? Now, as a man was conducting that interview, and a woman said that, Hawk Tuah, spit on that thing. You feel me? I would be like, no, I don't feel you. Anyways, that video was released the next day or so, whatever, and it picked up right away, and people started reusing it, putting it on TikTok. It just spread like wildfire, as people would say, going viral. And from what I've heard, I did, oh my God, I listened to the Talk to a podcast. I dropped a few points in my IQ after listening to that. I don't know who the demographic, the target demographic is for that podcast, but I feel like even the target demographic would want to turn that off, because it would be like looking in the mirror and being like, "Oh my God, am I this stupid? I need to I need to do something else with my life. I need to read a book." So listening to the Talk to a podcast, when it blew up, I remember people were trying to search for who the Talk to a girl was. Like, that was the big thing. Who is she? It was like a big mystery for like 2 weeks. And people kept dropping Haley's name in there. But then there were other people claiming to be her, and so on and so forth, until she finally, after 2 weeks, came out of her room, because apparently she was like, "Oh my God, I didn't want all this attention. I was just, having fun that night. I don't even remember what I said. I was just saying whatever, because I'm just that kind of crazy girl that says that. And now I got all these people, blah, blah, blah." So after 2 weeks of basically hiding out and not, saying anything, she establishes the Hawk Tuah girl Instagram page and the Twitter and whatever, all the social medias. Now, for those of you that don't know what she meant by saying Hawk Tuah, spit on that thing, I feel like it's past your bedtime, and you need to stop watching this right now, because, yeah, it's not good. Well, it is, but. So apparently before she started her Instagram and all the fame happened, she was working in a factory. Anyways, I don't really care too much about her past or her history or anything like that. We're looking at the larger picture here as to why this became such a thing. Now, a lot of people don't like Haley because she made a lot of money, got rich very quickly, all from saying Hawk Tuah, and I don't envy her. I don't have any jealousy towards her, even though she has way more money than I do and all that stuff. Money isn't everything. Some people look at her and just feel this rage, like, oh, that should be me. I've said funnier things. And yeah, I know plenty of people that said way more funnier things, far more funnier, and have traction and have the imagination and the wherewithal to keep going instead of saying, Hawk Tuah spit on that thing, and then there's nothing else that you really have besides that. But, she was at the right place, the right time. And that's what happens sometimes. Some people have all the luck, and some people work hard all their lives and don't get anything at the end. That's just how the world is. The classic saying, life isn't fair. So some people get really upset because, oh, she has a lot of money. So there's always going to be those types of people that will always look at people with more money and just be mad at them just because they're more far off better than they are. You should never look at anybody else that has more money than you and think they're better than you or worse than you, or there's some inherent evilness about them just because they're richer than you or whatever. It's just, that's how the world works, and a lot of people like dumb shit, like the Hawk Tuah girl. So that's it. I didn't create the world. You didn't create the world, but we're in it, and we just got to find our own way, all right? Now, I remember when this whole thing popped off. Like, I saw it the day of, like, when it all came out and everything. And I thought it was pretty funny at first. Like, oh, that's kind of cool that chick said that. Awesome. Move on. Oh, there's something actually a lot more funnier. Somebody farting in a microphone. That's funny. But, the Hawk Tuah spit on that thing. All right, whatever. But it blew up because, it's a universal thing that's kind of naughty. Like, haha, ooh, yeah, ha. I went on vacation a few weeks after that popped off, and it was at Myrtle Beach. And, all those shops along the beach line, along the shore, it's all the touristy crap, all the dumb shirts that say weird sayings and stuff like that. That's where I saw a lot of Hawk Tuah shirts and everything. Like, it was big. I was like, oh, look, I guess she's making that. So apparently she trademarked the Hawk Tuah, and she's made it her brand and making all kinds of money from selling merchandise with Hawk Tuah on it. Hats, shirts, just anything you could think of, you could slap Hawk Tuah on, and she's making money off of it, or the company and her agent, definitely, for sure, because she's 22 years old. She doesn't know jack shit about doing anything like that on her own. So obviously, I want to say, once that popped off, people were contacting her saying, hey, I'm going to help you out, really maximize your monetization for the Hawk Tuah name. And yeah, so she is basically having her brand ran by people that know what they're doing in the business world. Let's just say that, because obviously she didn't know any better. If it was just up to her and no one reached out and helped her out, she would have just been some girl on a video that said some funny thing for 5 seconds, and that would have been it. But there was probably a lot of people in her ear saying, hey, there's so many great opportunities for you to really cash in and get some all this money. And she's like, all right, yeah, sure, I'll take it. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. I could buy me a brand new Ford truck or a Bronco. Yeah, I want one of those new Broncos. I mean, I live in the Midwest, in the heartland of America, but I still don't know what country folk want. So we take a look at another meme that really popped off at the beginning of this year. It was the no Chick-fil-A sauce girl. And she had her time to shine. She worked like how a meme should work. You have your spotlight for a little bit, and then you just burn out, and that's it. The Hawk Tuah girl, on the other hand, is still hanging on. I don't know for how much longer. Why Haley was able to monetize on the Hawk Tuah thing and really grow this thing into something that probably should have never been are three things, three key factors. First off, her image. She is a brand. These days, your face, your body, who you are as a person, your personality is your brand. That's what social media is all about. That's what the internet is all about. It's your brand. And she's by basic standards a very attractive woman. So people will automatically see that and be drawn to her. Guy or girl. Girls would want to be her, guys would want to date her and be with her in other ways. A Hawk Tuah. But so she's, very attractive woman. That's number one. So easy selling point. That's the biggest one. Second is double down on the basic attractiveness of her is the fact that she has this southern accent and this kind of quirky attitude. She's kind of spicy a little bit. She says some things that are a little risque. Not that risque to someone like me, but for the general population, very risque and kind of funny and, off the cuff type stuff. So you got that compounded with her image, her face, her, youthfulness and all that. The third, which is probably the most important one when it comes to business, is the fact that her slogan, the thing that got her big, is the Hawk Tuah. The Chick-fil-A sauce girl wouldn't be able to do anything because her whole meme was no Chick-fil-A sauce, her mentioning a brand within her meme, her saying. Hawk Tuah is a completely, just unique thing that isn't trademark, or it wasn't trademarked at the time, wasn't monetized, but it's something you could monetize 100% and it's all yours. It's not like you're licensing or paying someone to license the stuff that some other entity owns. It's completely yours that you could completely say you own. And, so that was the big number 3 that really made this like the perfect storm to keep this thing rolling as long as it has. So they struck gold, the proverbial gold, online, and they've just been riding it out, but I really do think we are at the tail end of it. She has stayed off social media for a very long time because of this whole crypto scandal, whatever it is. And something is up because her podcast, Talk Tuah, she put it out every single week, an episode. And it's been 3 weeks now since she's put out the last episode. When was this? December 3rd. So almost a month since the last episode. So some stuff is going down. She's probably laying low once again like she did when the Talk or Hawk Tuah video did first blow up. But I think that's probably somebody telling her to do this. Like, this is the best route to take, when you have a scandal like this. Is lay low, don't say anything, and blah, blah, blah. My thoughts on Haley Welch as a person is, she's a 22-year-old girl. She said something somewhat funny and dumb on a microphone, and the thing got big, and she didn't know any better. I feel like it's more of the team behind her that got her into a lot of mess that she didn't intend to do. Obviously, she doesn't know shit about creating a crypto token or anything like that. I'm sure people that were making that just came up to her or her agent called, whatever the deal was, and was said, hey, you're going to make some money doing this. You should just, yeah, okay, sure, do it. And that was probably all her part in it. I honestly think it's just she saw an opportunity and took it. So you got to give her props for that. But I just see her as, a 22-year-old girl, much like a lot of them. I was in a band back in the day, and, you would have girls just like her come up and want to say some stupid shit into a microphone and then walk away and laugh, and that's it, But, yeah, it's run its course, and I really don't know if this is the end of the Hawk Tuah girl, but social media 3 weeks ago is the last time she's really said anything, December 3rd. That's almost like, social media just kill off, basically. So you got to keep that momentum going, especially this early in her career. But if it is full stop from here on out, I'm sure there will be some documentary on Netflix or Hulu or something talking about this and, what went wrong and blah, blah, blah. And she's going to come out smelling like roses, regardless. She's made her money, she's made her bag. And, she's still going to be rolling with that, regardless of whatever happens with this. And she's going to be in that documentary saying, like, she's going to roll it off as if, "Oh, I was just told that I would make some money. And yeah, so I just went with it. And that's what happened." So my whole thought on the Hawk Tuah girl is like, even when I first saw the video, I was like, all right, cool. That's funny. Same as any meme, really. It's like, how long could you really just, like, attach yourself to something that should be a comic strip in the newspaper? Not much. Turn the page. Anyways, that's my thoughts on the Hawk Tuah girl, and that's all I will say. Thank you guys for watching. I am DJ Glowing Ice, and I will see you next time in the next video. I think I need to make something like, choose, sneeze in that thing. You feel me? Ha 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 ha.